What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I have a car full of wheels and a car full of tires back there, and I'm heading over this morning to get the wheels and tires mounted. Tires mounted to the wheels, I should say, mounted and balanced. Heading out of the neighborhood and get these done and get them back on the car. So stay tuned. Hey, what's up, guys? So I dropped off the wheels and tires earlier, and now I just got back from, well, I'm actually on my way back to the tire shop. It's the same day, afternoon. I went and got some bolts to lower the rear end of the car a little bit. So what I plan on doing is I plan on lowering the front like, I don't know, probably 3/4 to an inch on the stock bolts, depending on how low it'll go. We'll see. I'm going to try and max them out and see what it looks like, see what it gets me. The front of this car, well, the whole car itself actually sits pretty high. So I'm trying to get it to be a little more level, bring it down a little bit. I may kind of alter a little bit of the bushings on the stock shocks a little bit before I go buy replacements. I really want to get DRM Bilsteins, but I'm trying to do so much other stuff on the car right now. It may not happen immediately. So let me show you what I got. Let me flip the camera around real quick. So what I've got is a metric 2.0 by 150, which is basically a 6-inch bolt. 14 millimeters of stock diameter size. These are grade 8 bolts. They have nylon nuts, and I got some extra washers just in case I need them. So I hear people running, 9/16, which is slightly larger than this. I hear people running 1/2-inch bolts. People have talked about them breaking before. So I actually went to a hardware store called Barton Bolt and Supply here in South Oklahoma City, North Moore, kind of close to where I'm at, and called them up yesterday, told them what I needed, and I was able to come up today and grab them, and they look pretty good. They are grade 8 and 10.9. I don't know what that means, but apparently it's equivalent to like a grade 8 bolt. So anyway, hopefully they will be fine for the rear. I mean, that looks pretty stout. I mean, that's a pretty thick bolt, so if the car busts these, I'll be pretty shocked. I'm gonna go get the wheels and tires, and I'll show you what they look like in just a minute. The wheels are OE Wheels brand, OE Wheels Distribution, whatever OE Wheels LLC. They're solid black C6 Z06 wheels, 18 by 10.5. I'm gonna run those all the way around. So I've got all four are gonna be fat on all fours. So I'll show you guys what those look like real quick. Just do a quick pause. I won't do a grand unboxing because these aren't the most expensive wheels in the world. They're actually pretty inexpensive for what they weigh. These with the box are like 24 pounds, I think. So you're talking a 22-pound wheel, like a 22-pound cast wheel. It's not bad. I think the factory wheels are like 21. So yeah, they're nice. Just gloss black, plain center. Didn't want anything flashy. I mean, they're kind of flashy because they're shiny, but a little bit deeper lip to them. Not really a lip, but a little more concave, I guess. I'm cool with that. Doesn't have to be expensive or flashy to do what I want to do, as long as they don't break. So I've got the wheels on. I mentioned before I got the tires mounted. Say wheels on, tires on. Tires on the wheels. Decided to go with Michelin Pilot Super Sports. I heard really good things about these tires. It's going to be primarily a street car, on the street, driving around on the street, so I wanted to get something that was first and foremost a good tire in pretty much all conditions. I don't plan on driving the thing in the wet a whole lot, if I can avoid it, but I wanted to get something that would work and last me a while. These are pretty expensive. They're like $340 a tire, but anything comparable is going to be around $280, $290, $300. And so I decided just to spend the money and go with these. They'll last me longer. So these are 295 35/18s is the stock C5 Z06 rear tire size, all the way around. So I'm doing a square setup. Heard lots of good things from lots of folks about doing a square setup. So you can see the, what's the word? Concavity? Concavity, is that a word? Oh, I just made it up. You can see how concave the wheels are. So I think they're gonna look pretty sweet all the way around. I'm excited to get them on. They are a lighter weight wheel. Like I mentioned before, they are one of the lighter weight cast wheels you can buy that's cheap. So these were about 170 bucks a wheel, and you can get them directly from OE Wheels or you can get them from Jegs. I went to OE Wheels just so I wouldn't have to pay tax. Don't tell anybody. They are 56 millimeter offsets. They should fit fine all the way around. So got those mounted. What I did just now is I went through with the CMX surface prep stuff. Got all the grease and grime off of them being mounted. Tire lube they put on there. Got them all cleaned up, and I've got one coat of ceramic coating, excuse me, wherever I put it. Same stuff I used on the car. I have one coat on the wheels right now. I'm drying them, let it dry for probably 20 minutes just to really get in there, and then I'll buff it off. Don't really want to go over 30 minutes. I'm not sure how quick this stuff hardens, but 15-20 minutes was what I was doing per panel on the car, and it worked out pretty good, maybe even less. So this is the car with 2 coats. I kind of screwed up. I was kind of overzealous the other night, and I went ahead and did a second coat right after the first. I probably shouldn't have, because all that did is basically thicken up the first coat. So when you do that, it doesn't harden for 24 hours. So basically I just kind of globbed up a coat, which it looked fine. It looked nice and had a deep gloss and glossy shine when I was done the first time. And so this is actually a couple days later, and there's a second coat on it now. So while the car's apart, I went ahead, or on the jack stands rather, I went ahead and did some stuff this morning. So I didn't do videos of this stuff just because it's been done on YouTube several times, and to me it's just I'm basically duplicating somebody else's work. So as you can see down in here, get in there, I have lowered the car. I have run that bolt all the way up. So the front's lowered to the max. When it's got no weight on it, it's all the way up. Same on the back. What I did on the back was I got a 6-inch bolt instead of the 5, and I got new washers and a nylon nut. That's actually a 14 millimeter bolt. I went to fit perfectly in the stock bushing, so I was able to reuse those. They weren't really that trashed, so I think they'll be fine. What I tried to do was go a little bit more than a factory bolt by like, I don't know, probably 1/8 to 1/4 inch more thread. So I'm hoping that I can sit where I want in the front all the way down, and then a little more than what I would have gotten on the factory bolt. That's my theory anyway. So I measured it out. We'll see how it goes. 5 thread showing is what I ended up going with on both sides just to make it consistent. I'll see where it sits and I'll tweak it from there. So then I went ahead and pulled all of the calipers off and the old rotors. So the old rotors are over here. They're pretty shot. They've got tons of deep grooves in them. You can probably see how bad those are. They're just old. They might have enough material to be resurfaced, but I thought, you know, I want a better pad on this thing. I want a better rotor. So it should be pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the calipers, clean up under here, get the wheel well all cleaned out a little bit, probably some purple power, clean it up, and work my way around. But I went ahead and finished the ceramic coating today. Got this all apart. Tomorrow's fun is to start on the brakes, start just cleaning it up. I also did buy, they're still in the box, in that big box there. I also bought steel braided lines, steel braided brake lines. So I'm going to go around, disconnect the lines, replace those as well. So it's going to be a bit messy. I'll probably go ahead and put the brakes together first, then do the lines, just because I want to be able to have something to hold on to when I get that line loose. So plan is to clean everything up, maybe shoot a little bit more paint, or maybe even brush a little more paint on these calipers. And then from there, clean up under the wheel well, get that all cleaned up, and then put everything together with the new brakes, then do the lines, then bleed the lines. And I also got Mogul or Moogle, or however you pronounce it, 600 fluid. It's basically what a lot of folks run on these cars. It's actually a .4, but it's not synthetic, I think is what it is. So it should work pretty well with what I'm wanting to do. So anyway, and then I'll get the wheels on and I'll put it on the ground and see how she sits. I got the centric rotors on. I got the Carbotech AX6 pads in there. And I cleaned up the calipers a little bit. Didn't bother repainting them just because I didn't really feel like it needed it. I mean, they're gonna get dirty anyway. Just kind of clean them up a little bit. So new rotors all around. These are nice. They're already painted. Come real oily, so I had to clean them off real good. But yeah, have to get some of this crud off, but it'll come off. Just got a little gunk there from working on it. But yeah, they look good. They went on pretty easy. No big hiccups. Adjusted the emergency brake on the opposite side. On the driver's side was kind of loose, so I adjusted that some. There's an adjustment thing in there. You can fit a screwdriver between the hat of the e-brake and there's a little dial, and you basically kind of pop it outwards, and it makes the you want that ring inside there to fit tight against the rotor. So I adjusted that one. The other one felt like it was tighter. So yeah, I may throw a little bit of paint on these. I've got some black paint. I made the top of that. Probably paint the caliper bracket. I don't know. Like I said, it's not that big of a deal. So these are going to be getting dirty anyway. So I'm not too concerned. So yeah, we're waiting. I'm still waiting on the sway bars. The end links came in. I'll probably go ahead and pull these off and do that. I still have to bleed these. So that's my next big thing is I've got a bleeder over here. Let me show you that. So I've got this bleeder over here. These couches are for sale. I'm trying to get rid of them. I've got Motive power bleeder, speed bleeder. And then I've got the line that it came with. And then I've got these Russell metal lines. So I'm going to change those out and bleed the brakes. That's the next thing to do on that. I've got new fluid. Got both of these guys. So this old fluid is nasty. Let me show it to you. That was the old brake fluid. I had to take some off the reservoir because it was about to come over the top when I was compressing the calipers. So yeah, it's filthy in there. I've talked to a couple mechanics. They just mentioned, you know, flush the system. The sediment that's in there will likely stay put. So I'm hoping it doesn't get in the system. It shouldn't. If you mess with that, a lot of times you can foul up O-rings. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm just going to pump new fluid through the system. Hopefully it'll work okay. The fluid's not really going to go anywhere. Once it gets to the calipers, it's just pressurizing. So it should be good. I really like this little guy. This C-Tech power battery power keeper thingy. It's hardwired. Comes with these locking. I bought these posts, but it comes with O-rings, and it's just a quick disconnect, which is awesome. So I'll be able to leave that sitting in there, and there's just a quick connect to leave this thing on the charger, like in the wintertime and stuff, or when I'm doing things like this. I don't like toasting batteries. So far I've got it's been about a week and a half since I've been ordering parts, and the car's been sitting. So just slowly, you know, waiting for parts to get here and slowly working to get stuff together. So as I was saying a while ago, sway bars will come off, end links come on, and I also ordered shocks. I ordered some DRM shocks. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before. The revalve Bilstein shocks. So those will be coming soon. And those should ship out. Should have shipped out yesterday. Today's Saturday. Hopefully no later than Monday. I haven't gotten a ship notification. Hopefully those went out. Also ordered the poly bushings for the tops of those. And then I ordered the bushing for the power steering. Like a steering bushing, rack bushing. It's supposed to be good. This is all coming apart for headers, cam, all that good stuff sooner than later. So I went ahead and ordered that while I placed the order. So what do you guys think? So I just got it on the ground a little bit ago, took it for a drive, and I bled and bed. Sounds kind of gross. The lowering looks pretty good. So the front's lowered like 3/4 of an inch. The back is like 1.25 inches. I think it sits perfect. I'm really happy with it. I didn't want it slammed. I love how cars look slammed, but I just want it to be functional. Our roads around here kind of suck, so that was kind of the main difference for me. And then obviously I wanted to run the DRM Bilsteins, and I went ahead and got those put on. I didn't get an install video of those. There's all sorts of install videos on the internet. There's actually a DRM specific video that somebody posted, so that helped me out. I'm sure it can help you guys out too. So yeah, I'm really excited with how it looks. I'm gonna go get the windows tinted hopefully this weekend. Guy said he could fit me, and I just have to get the car up to Oklahoma City. So I'll probably go with, I'm going between like 20% all the way around and 50% on the windshield, or limo all the way around and 50% on the windshield. I'm for sure going to do 50 on the glass. I don't want to impede the front lights too much. I want the lights to be bright, the front lights. Obviously they're going to be with the new ones that are going to be on here before too long, but I wanted to make sure that I don't, lose output, or at least visible output from inside the car. So yeah, I think it'll be pretty good. I think it'll look good with the darker tint. Badges on, wheels on, calipers cleaned up. Front markers on. I'm not sure if I showed you guys those or in a separate video, but it's the Night Drive TV front lights that he's selling. I tinted it myself. I thought they look pretty nice. Give it more of a modern look. Obviously got the inserts on the front and the back, the Corvette. But yeah, I love how it looks and how it drives so far. I just mashed the brakes around the block about a dozen times, and it stops really good. It'll throw you through the windshield, so should do what we want on a track. So I think once I get the camber on the front, it'll look a little bit better. I'm going to camber at like 2 degrees, so it should look better.